So FIFA and the US government are doing very fascist things, but they've also been doing those things for forever. I would like to break down all of the horrible things FIFA is doing, as well as their history of doing horrible things and why they're doing the horrible things. Corruption in FIFA in the modern era goes all the way back to Sepp Blatter, who got into some trouble. That corruption consisted of racketeering, wire fraud, and money laundering. Putting it in simpler terms, roughly $150 million in bribery. So the Sepp Blatter era ended in a historical FBI case. And in 2016, Gianni Infantino became FIFA president. I would like to revisit the relevance of this more, but for now I'd like to address the history of corruption in FIFA leading up to this summer's World Cup. The country that rules the world like a cartoon villain, which Gianni Infantino apparently dreams about at night, also had an election that year in which his future boyfriend won. There's been match fixing in this game for as long as it's existed. And who knows what other kind of dark, twisted, sinister shit football has been tied up in the past that we didn't even know about because the powerful are disgusting human beings. And the powerful are powerful for a reason. They run these things. Like the initiative they ran that saw 6,500 migrant workers die in construction of the 2022 Qatari World Cup. White girl, you did that. Flex queen. Girl boss. Yeah. Wait, but despite the corruption and human rights violations that are rife, we can love things and hope for them to improve. I love football. It was a huge part of my upbringing. Hate FIFA. They suck. Did kind of like the video games until about 2016, in which then I worked for EA Sports for 3 years and realized they're just as corrupt and disgusting and money hungry as anyone, if not, oh man, just maybe one of the worst. I don't know. Watching Joga Bonito videos as a kid, being outside and playing in Florida. And another fond memory I have of football is Vuvuzela. The 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa was a beautiful cultural moment globally. It's always a really great moment to humanize a country when they become hosts and to explore their cultures more in depth. A vibrant, trend-setting point in history. And a native horn of South Africa that sounds like a wasp got trapped in your ear, liked it a little too much, and started getting off and moaning. The Vuvuzela, one of their most iconic tournaments in history and a symbol that represented it. The 2010 World Cup was so iconic. So what did FIFA do? They banned it at this World Cup. I know what you're thinking, it's just the horn. What are you, horny or something? Yes, here's why it matters. Culture matters, history matters. It's that simple, it's that fucking simple. I get it to some extent, the decibel levels reach staggering heights and on-field comms are already difficult enough, but it's not about the Vuvuzela. This is just the first example of many that lead to the same conclusion. Both a capitulation to fascism and corruption. How about the Haiti kit situation? Look at this beautiful kit that represents both Haiti's independence and history. It has been labeled as too political by FIFA. They banned the kit and they were forced to change it to this bland ass shit. It's kind of rare with football kits that you see something that thinks outside of the box as much as this one did. And I think immediately it would have been the best kit at the tournament. The graphic essentially depicted a crucial moment in the Haitian Revolution, which led to their independence. If the global organization of football isn't in support of liberation and sovereignty for nations, then what the are we doing? Except I do know what we're doing. Gianni Infantino told us when he simply told us to chill and relax over concerns that Omar Artan, decorated African referee, would be barred from the United States, which he was. We can basically go ahead and say one of the most accomplished referees in Africa, if not the most accomplished referee in Africa, is not able to participate in a life-changing event now. And the US government, of course, has since lied to us that he is associated with terrorists or terror groups or whatever propaganda they'll throw our way to ensure it's just not talked about anymore. We know that's unequivocally not true, that he's associated with terror. Really, of all the kinds of people in different professions out there, you think a soccer referee is up to some terrorism? A very accomplished soccer referee at that. We know Trump's obsession with Somalians, Minnesota, and Ilhan Omar. We know they're on the travel ban list, and we know that this is just bullshit. The strange obsession that conservatives and Republicans have with Somalians as well. Surely. So Artan, the Somalian referee, is unfortunately another victim of this fascist regime, and FIFA's gone right along with it because they're fascist too. They said, we can't do anything about it. We can't possibly do anything about it. It's not like we literally started and caused all of this. And Infantino has been Trump's biggest fan in all of this. A classic case of a good old-fashioned dick rider. I just hope that Trump stays away from the games, stays away from the U.S. men's national team, and stays away from any teams for that matter. I would not wish that on anyone. Meanwhile, Canada didn't let in Thomas Partey for being a disgusting piece of shit, a vile, disgusting human being that should only eat shit for the rest of his life. I'm very happy to call myself Canadian today because that's a dub. That's a dub right there. And meanwhile, FIFA's too pussy to even say, hey, I mean, you didn't have to bar the guy from the country. We maybe could let you referee in Mexico or Canada. They couldn't even give like 0.001% of woke lib. Personally, I think people are very distrusting of Trump right now. I think he has the least amount of trust from the people that he ever has. I think largely because fascism is pretty obvious when it's happening. Unless you're in a cult. Recently, New York and Attorney General Letitia James subpoenaed FIFA for World Cup ticket prices and for creating the most expensive World Cup in history to attend. And this goes back to the Vuvuzela thing, in that the World Cup is culture. It brings us a lot of symbolism of humanity and collectivism. And here you are trying to profit from this culture and prioritizing profit over everything, which I believe is always going to be an inherent war between capitalism and culture, because capitalism is always going to prioritize profit rather than the health of the culture. And I understand rising ticket prices might somehow attract a Mike Myers or Will Arnett or Ryan Reynolds or Jamie Foxx or Tom Hanks. But a lot of these games didn't sell out because of how high the ticket prices were, and I don't think lowering the price would have meant you had any less celebrity. Capitalism! So there's really no excuse, and you're pricing so many people out of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We love New York, by the way, for being vocal against fascism, and love New York in general. The Mamdani mandate is real. Look at the Knicks. Look at the U.S. men's national team.
Who are you rooting for? Yeah!
U.S. men's national team!
The visa delays that have also plagued the Iranian national team are a joke from this country. We're bombing the shit out of their country as if that isn't bad enough. We're gonna hold them up once they arrive on a long plane ride and interrogate them for 7 hours. Oh no, that was an Iraqi national team player who has also experienced similar things that the Iranian national team has experienced, but held up at O'Hare for 7 hours. So it's just all around old school racism from the United States. From old school racism to war crimes in Iran and funding genocide in Palestine. The United States just loves doing its thing. And I guess its thing is terror. So no wonder why Artan wasn't let in. They're jealous. Wait a second. This guy's second cousin, who's friends with another guy, who's friends with a chick whose brother is a terrorist that our CIA learned how to do the things from? No. That guy, we're better than that guy now. I am jealous, and we're gonna ban that guy from refereeing in this World Cup. Meanwhile, as I predicted in my last video, many players and fans have struggled to enter the country because of travel bans and horrible visa and immigration policies from the Trump administration. It never ceases to amaze me how stupid this administration is and how staggering it is to do this in the first place, but also how you do this in preparation and leading up to the biggest event in the world occurring in your country. It's just so unbelievably antithetical to everything the World Cup stands for. Now back to FIFA, I think there may be something pretty interesting happening behind the scenes. Maybe I'm reaching, but it does seem like there may be a bit of a rift between UEFA and FIFA. I suppose after all, I've seen UEFA take corruption a little bit more seriously in their actions against match fixing in particular. Former UEFA President Michel Platini has filed a criminal complaint against Gianni Infantino. The claim essentially is that there was conspiring to see that Infantino would win instead of Platini. And on the tail end of it being official that Omar Artan would not participate in the World Cup in the United States, UEFA has announced that he will officiate the 2026 UEFA Super Cup, which screams pretty interesting timing. I don't think that that's a directive from FIFA. I think that some people are moving behind the scenes to see that justice can be done in a very corrupt overall organization. And by the way, if you're at all surprised by the Omar Artan stuff, FIFA has disbanded its anti-racism campaign before, but in general is extremely inconsistent on convictions and values when it comes to anti-racism, which is certainly questionable. I personally am going to make the prediction that there will be a serious allegation or revelation to come out of FIFA by the end of this tournament, whether it be the New York subpoena or another fascist controversy of aligning yourself with a literal war criminal. FIFA is on the wrong side of history and a genuine proxy of modern day fascism.